Guys, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, Project Car Blues, rebuilding a SA legend. This car is a 1.8 Twincam with a CA18DE inside. I'll pop to it just now in a second, but yeah, this is one of the rare Sentras, or one of the rare 80s cars that you would get. I assume this one is the 91 model. I just need to make sure of my facts on that, but yeah. Anyway, distinguishing features of this car would have been obviously the stickers and things that it came with. It comes with front ventilated discs. On the rear as well, we have discs, and that's one of the features where you can actually see, because the rest of the other models actually have drums at the back. McPherson struts also. So I have this car for about 5 years now. I think it's about 5 years. This car's been in my family for quite some time. Yeah, the engine woes with this car is one of the biggest things as to why we're here today. So this car is actually my 21st gift that my parents gave me. Before then, my dad and I were trying to get this car on the road unknowingly. I didn't know it's a gift for me. But yeah, we were trying to get this car back on the road. The car actually initially stood because of a bearing knock. And then it stood about for 14 years, and that was basically where we got up to. So when my dad was under the ownership of the car, he did an engine rebuild on it. We sprayed the car. Everything was basically, the car was up to driving point. We had a lot of mechanic woes in terms of dealing with mechanics and those things, but yeah. Then there was a bearing knock there. My dad and my mom were out driving one night, bearing knock, and that's what basically got the car standing again. Eventually bought another engine, started to marry the two, because the CA18D is actually so rare to find, and also the parts for these cars are like insane. But yeah, got those two engines, had problems with the mechanic actually almost tried to rip us off. So yes, dealing with the car and all of these engine things has caused us to buy another engine. It was under my ownership, so shout out to my dad, because I wasn't working at the time, for actually hooking me up with that engine. Got the engine to a running point. We had to rebuild the engine. We had new gaskets in, new new fluids in, new seals. Engine was actually running nice. Still shared some of the old videos that I had of it running. But yeah, then it was on to me to just fix the suspension and fix the little things here and there. So I had problems with pipes because of the old rubber pipes, old rubber pieces. I bought some wheels, but we'll get to that story just now. I bought some wheels for the car, started to put together things for a dress up for the car. But in the times when it was standing, like starting from that respray, sun damage started to happen again. Also the paint started to react. But that was a deal that we actually made with the people who actually sprayed the car, because the engine wasn't running. We were like, you know what, halfway through, let's actually stop the process of like completing the painting. Which in hindsight, I think maybe I should have just clear coated the car when it was under my ownership, because that would have saved me some money. But yeah, other things. So let me actually show you. So yeah, these are my favorite wheels. I think it's also period correct. These are the TSW Hockenheim R's. These are 15 inches, and I believe the PCD is 5114. These are the ones that are on the car. Disgusting right now, but I wasn't a fan of them, so my initial goal was to put these on there. But the problem is, survival for 100. And within me delaying actually having those rolled out and actually fitted on the car at the previous place where we were staying, someone actually stole two of them out of our storeroom. Yeah, so that's it. And then that's also just a Cressida lip that I actually want. I don't actually have the lip for this car. I'm still looking for it because we've been moving around a lot. But the Cressida lip actually just goes along the bottom. And the stock lip that this car came with an L piece there. So the stock lip is also cracked. So I'm in the process of buying a plastic welder just to sort that out. My goal would actually be just to join them there. Try and marry the two if I can't plastic weld the other one properly, and then join them, sand them, get it resprayed along with, because I'm gonna just be redoing all of this. Yeah, let's get onto the engine bay. So yeah, this is the engine bay. That's the CA18DE 1.8 Twincam 16 valve. I think on paper it puts out about 98 kilowatts, which you can actually feel driving the car. And also we'll get to that, speaking about that side of the body, because it looks like this chassis has one major problem that I've read up on the forums as well. Yeah, but then we had to do a lot in this. This is the original motor of the car, but it's a Frankenstein swap. 8-port intake manifold that we've got on the car. It's running dictator, wasted spark. Figuring that whole system out was actually a bit of a pain, but I did have some good help from Bruce and from Autosport. Yeah, which actually I had the car dynoed a couple of times, so it was running good. I'm not sure what happened in terms of the bearing knock. I know these engines are prone to having a bearing knock, but the main objective now, especially for this whole YouTube video, is to turn this into a series where we're actually going to figure this out. Just investigate what's going wrong with the engine. And I'm not in love with the CAs anymore. I love them in terms of like just the punch that I felt driving this. But SR20 swap, that's the main goal. So I just want to actually get the fuel filter out, cut it open, and actually just see what's happening. We swapped the car with the Bantam coil, just because we had issues with the coil packs, and also coil packs for these cars were quite pricey. But yeah, had a lot going on. I took off the pipe. I just had a cone filter that was on here as well, and still trying to figure out most of the breather situations. I actually had a filter over this one here, but yeah, I want to do this properly this time. As I'm saying, like, we went through like a lot of things. So one thing that we had to figure out was running the system. So apparently the stock ECU in the car died. I do want to check it out at a later stage, because I want to see what happened, and then just to be sure that we didn't make a mistake from what I'm going to explain now. So this is actually still a Kotek MFIX computer box, fuel management system. So we had this in the car. We struggled to program it, and I don't actually think this was the computer box's problem. I think it was just everything that was happening around the engine. So I don't know if most of you know that this engine has a cam angle sensor, also known as a CAS, and the one that we had in the car is basically dead. So this is the cam angle sensor, and I speak under correction, but I think this is treated as the distributor for the car as well. This is the second one that we found. We had to put a R32 plate inside here from a GTR, just to run the dictator system that is on the car. But yeah, that was giving us some problems, and also the cold start in this car, because of most of the switches and things that we're not using anymore, was a bit of a problem. So I don't actually blame this computer box for what's happening. Actually think now, in hindsight, I have two functioning computer boxes. So yeah, we actually have two computer boxes, which is the Gotek MFI and then the Dictator box. This is now rebranded as Power Mods, I think. Yeah, Power Mods. And then we have the Dictator system that we've put on the car. It says 60-2, but on the actual internals on the inside is actually a wasted spark. The original owner of the computer box was actually scammed, and that's how we ended up with the wasted spark internals. But I got this at a really good price. But yeah, so no complaints. But as I showed you, we're running the Bantam coil in the car because these babies, they were running cool for 2 years, and then eventually one day they started to back up. So that's what actually happened, like with why the body got to where it is now. Limited budget, and also issues just popping up as with an old project car. It always does. I just want to show you guys something. So on this side here, we have a chassis there. That's there as well, because I think the engine is a bit too torquey for the chassis. So I'm gonna just have to reinforce the chassis as well, or when we put the SR20 in here, I just have to get a couple of funds together, probably sell off some spares here. So if any of you are looking for CA18 parts, I have basically 2 engines that I'm going to be stripping and selling pieces off from. Yeah, that's the story.